to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Good evening, gentlemen. This particular episode, we will feature turtleneck sweaters. Now, the subtle difference, obviously, between when you add sweater to the end of it is that it's a thicker built piece of turtleneck. So it's not a it doesn't it doesn't necessarily have to be a layering piece. Just depends on the temperature. Um, we in the world of Ralph Lauren are big on layering, so turtleneck sweaters being layered is not a thing. It's not a problem. You might have to wait a little later into fall or entering winter before you can layer a turtleneck sweater, but you also don't have to layer it. Turtleneck sweater can stand alone just like a regular turtleneck can. It's just all about sizes and weights, fabrics, thickness, etc. Um, I do own a few of the thinner Pima cotton turtlenecks, 100% cotton turtlenecks, etc. But I'm more of a fan of the turtleneck sweater. Uh, Several reasons that I'm more of a fan of turtleneck sweaters is just I like the thickness of a turtleneck sweater. And in the world of Ralph Lauren, I also like the graphics that usually come with some of the turtleneck sweaters, including but not limited to the more vintage pieces. Um, Particular ensemble I'm wearing is the Preppy Dog turtleneck sweater in the Ralph Red. It has two dogs. No, I do not know the name of it. Yes, I have been told twice. I still don't remember. Here's why. Because this is a man sweater. I do not wear women's clothes like some men will choose to do. I only wear clothes that were made specifically for a man. Uh, but these are dogs for women, in my opinion. Now, is this a macho thing? I don't know. I don't care. Judge me, yet ye be judged, or however that goes. I'm just saying, when it comes to preppy lifestyle, the Ralph Lauren lifestyle, if it's not a golden retriever, and this isn't in any particular order because my actual favorite dog of all times is the English Bulldog. But if it's not an English Bulldog, a golden retriever, a Doberman, um, uh, what's that dog? The spotted dog. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not a Dachshund. Whatever that spotted dog. A Dalmatian. Dalmatian. Um, Cocker Spaniel. Springer Spaniel. If it's not a boxer, if it's not a dog, one of those dogs, then it's not necessarily for a Ralph Lauren guy. All right, teacup dogs, Chihuahuas, whatever these are, the little dog. Those are for your significant others, not for you. Now, that's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. But with that said, the beautiful and iconic dog turtleneck sweater. I went with a pair of straight fit chinos. Um, they only came these with the stripes down the side only came in straight fit, so I did not have a choice. Would have preferred a slim fit, but they actually have a little bit of a taper, so it's not too bad at the bottom. I went with a pair of blue all over dog socks. I went with the Woodbury, which is a blue suede driver from Polo Blue Label. Went with that because I wanted to complement the texture of the suede blazer by Lauren Ralph Lauren. And my trusty vintage distressed, just perfectly um, tailored dad cap with a polo dog on it. That's my ensemble for this particular episode. Now, the matching fragrance to the ensemble, it was a tough choice because I was looking at one of the polo reds, in particular Intense, but I ended up going with uh, Supreme Cashmere. I ended up going with Supreme Cashmere. It was between Supreme Cashmere and Polo Red Intense because I wanted a fragrance that was a masculine fragrance, but not. I needed it to be strong. I needed to be strong enough to come through because when you pop it here, to be able to come through the turtleneck as well as the wrist. But I didn't want it to be an overbearing masculine scent like Oud or any of the greens. So it was between Intense and Supreme Cashmere, and I ended up going with Cashmere. Great fragrance from the Supreme line. Um, Out of the three Supremes, Cashmere is my favorite, but it's not the one I go to most often. I usually go to Oud before I go to any cashmere or leather. But cashmere is my actual favorite out of the Supremes. It's the Diana Ross of the Supremes. All right, so I have three rigs for you. Um, I think you're gonna like these. Like I said, I'm doing the sweaters. I'm not doing the lighter weight layering turtleneck. I'm doing sweaters only. But we still gonna put them together the Ralph Lauren way, the Mr. Parker way. All right. So without any further ado, let's get into it, man. Y'all ready? Me too. Let's go. For our first rig, we went with a dressier style. Definitely something that works if you need to dress up for work. Definitely, absolutely a great ensemble for an evening out with your significant other or some business associates. Definitely happy hour. We went with a Glen Plaid suit. It's a medium gray, not quite charcoal, but definitely not spring gray. It's a medium gray 4-on-2 double-breasted suit by Purple Label. Glen Plaid, classic lapel look here. And what we did was we broke out the Purple Label turtleneck. Now it's just a solid plain turtleneck, but what makes it special is that it is alpaca.
Don't rub on that. You block that. You understand? That's alpaca. That's $25,000 alpaca.
So this is a great look. The purple with the gray suit just complement each other very well. There is, as with a lot of Glen Plaids, there are very subtle colors usually in the more neutral Glen Plaid patterns, whether it be a suit, sweater, pants, whatever. This particular suit, I could not tell you. I mean, I'm right up on it, and I could not tell you what this subtle color is, but it actually does look like it could be in that purple family. It looks like it could be purple, it could be oxblood, but there is subtle striping in this Glen Plaid that made this make even more sense than just the gray and purple put together. We went with a Ralph Lauren Paisley pocket square that has different hues, various hues of purple, lilac, lavender, a little pink, a little navy, and white, just to complement the turtleneck sweater and just pull everything together. Finish it off. This particular one, I will finish off with black shoes, black dress shoes, Also the suit, obviously, as most suits are, especially under the purple label, have buttons for braces as well as belt loops. So I went with the braces, and I went with brown herringbone tweed braces by Blue Label, Polo Blue Label. So, but I was still just because of the neutral hue of the suit and the color of the buttons. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the black monk straps by Polo Ralph Lauren that I own. I don't own a lot of pair of black footwear. I actually only own two pair, one pair of sneakers and one pair of dress shoes. But those monk straps, they're gonna hit this off lovely. All right. This next ensemble is a more casual ensemble than the first rig. However, it still has a lot of class to it. A lot of class to this particular ensemble. So it's a nice vintage look. All of the pieces here just just uh just scream that sophisticated cigar smoker gentleman here. First and foremost, the star of the show is the giant polo crest turtleneck. Uh, they re-released this one. I think it's been about 4 years now. I want to say 4 years. Um, and it's just, I mean, it's one of those pieces. I wasn't a huge fan of the black one that they brought out maybe a couple years ago, but the navy one, definitely. Now, if you are in the market for this particular turtleneck, this was one of the first pieces that they started cutting very big. This is a large, and I could definitely do this in a medium. Um, Matter of fact, this might be a medium. No, I'm pretty sure this is a large, but I could definitely do it in a medium. And when they re-released this sweater, I was an extra large, and I had to go with a large then because the extra large swallowed me. It was just way too big. But polo crest. So they put a crest on a navy and college gray striped cardigan, shawl collar cardigan, and they also put a crest on a crew neck sweater with a bear in the center of it. I personally think that's the most hideous bear sweater ever, but that's just my opinion. And they also did a down puffer vest, right? So you can double up that way if you want to. You could do this under the cardigan and have the cardigan open. You can do this under the vest. I've done that before. But it's three crest pieces. I just like to keep them separate. Just for me, I just like to keep them separate. So I don't wear all three of them together. But I was able to find this little number on eBay, and it's a brooch. It's the polo crest brooch, the exact same crest. So when I wear the turtleneck, I usually layer it under some type of sports coat or blazer, and I throw the brooch on just to what I mean, just to flex a little something something. Now this particular double vented sports coat here is a heavy wool, beautiful plaid pattern with hues of wine, a lot of burnt orange, pewter, green, gray, cream. Man, this thing is. This is a mean piece. I love this sports coat here. Did a pocket square with a 5 yard pattern in navy and yellow just to complement the turtleneck. Nice pair of distressed jeans just to say, we chilling. It's serious, but it ain't that serious, if that makes sense. That's why I went with distressed as opposed to a rich, non-faded, non-washed pair of denim. I wanted to go with something distressed. And I finished it off with a nice pair of casual boots. probably the wingtip boots I have, or maybe even the pair of Chelsea boots I have, something like that, to finish off the look. If I was to do something on my head, any of my tan cabbies or newsboy caps would work. If it's that cold, I could even throw on a Scully, but I probably would stick with something in the tweed, cabbie or newsboy, and just rock out that way. But this personally, it's a great look. This is something you could do for almost any occasion. You can run errands in this. You can hang out with the fellas in this. You could go out on a nice, non-formal date with your significant other in this particular ensemble, and you'll be comfortable and you'll be represented. All right, let's do one more and then we'll be done. For the last rig, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably like, come on, Parker, you got a little lazy on us on this last one. Now you ain't really do nothing but put a pair of bottoms and a top on the rig and throw a cap on there and call it a day. That's what it might look like. I get it. That's what it might look like. But there's layers. There's layers to this thing that we do. All right? There's levels to this thing that we do. It's even more specific. There's levels. There's levels and there's layers. So the reason I don't have this sweater being part of a layered ensemble with a bubble vest or a coat or a duffel or a polo coat or a car coat or a sports coat, any of that stuff, is because all of it works with this particular sweater. All of it works. All of it. You cannot go wrong with this particular sweater. Now, I own another bear turtleneck sweater, right? And it's your typical weight. It's your typical weight for a turtleneck sweater, right? This thing here, man, this is a heavy piece. This is the heaviest sweater, like pullover sweater, that I own. This is the heaviest, and it may not even be close. I'm not sure of the year of this particular beauty here, but whatever they had going on then, it must have been like the most notorious snowstorm in New York history, because this thing is thick. As far as down here where I am in the South, in North Carolina, you can wear this with just a t-shirt right now. And we getting, I think today it was 50 degrees, partly sunny. There was a breeze, so it was, it was cool outside. Was it New York cold or Chicago cold or Green Bay cold? Absolutely not. But for North Carolina, it was a jacket or even a coat type of day. And but you could wear this with just a t-shirt on under it. You're probably gonna be fine around here. That's how thick this sweater is. So I figured, instead of pulling out a duffel, like I said, or a puffer or anything like that, just know that you can do anything with this. And because some of the more vintage polo bear sweaters, especially the turtlenecks, have huge bears on them, I just wanted to flex the bear, man. That was another reason. I just wanted to flex the bear. It's navy. It's popping with the colors in it. It's one of the more iconic bears, equestrian bear. Man, pull out a pair of Gurkha corduroys, small wheel corduroys, to complement Alonzo's face and arms and complement the cream in his jodhpur pants. Pulled out a hunter style cap, trapper style cap, tweed houndstooth pattern, tan, lime, green, brown, obviously, man, and finish it off with I'm gonna go with my brown standing jockey collar velvet slippers, just to keep with that equestrian look. I could do the collar velvet slippers with the match play ponies on the vamp. I could do that also, but I think I'm gonna go with the brown just because I want a little more brown, a little more chocolate in the ensemble. But depending on where you are, or depending on, how the weather is outside, man, grab your favorite whatever. Grab your favorite whatever, and you be good to go with this. Now, does it probably, for me, because I'm a little anal, just a little bit. I'm probably not gonna do a polo sport P-wing puffer vest. I'm probably not gonna do a puffer vest. If I put something on that has a logo on it, it's gonna be equestrian theme. Otherwise, I need it to be solid. So, I have a green and orange down vest. I could grab that. Every single duffel coat that I own, I can pair up well with this. Uh, 2/3 to 3/4 of the sports coats and blazers that I own, I can throw on with this. So I think there's even one or two coats up there, man, that I might could make work, just depending. Like a matter of fact, the barrel jumping corduroy, the King jacket from Bedford Stables, I could probably make that work with this. Like, that's why I say with this particular ensemble, anything goes. So I just wanted to kind of feature the bear on this beautiful turtleneck and just flex it a little bit. That's all. Just flexing a little bit. But yeah, this is a great look. It's a great day-to-day look. And again, when it comes to happy hour or hanging out with the fellas in the evening, this is something that you can transition smoothly into that as well. All right. And that's another episode in the books. This particular episode, we focused on turtleneck sweaters, layering turtleneck sweaters, styling turtleneck sweaters, different fabrics that pair well with turtleneck sweaters. Just a brief history. The turtleneck has actually been around for a very long time. Turtlenecks came out in the 1500s because knights around that time had an insanely amount of chafing going on from wearing chainmail. Chainmail is that armor that has the chain link look, and the knights wear it all the way up to their neck and then even over their head as well. So someone created a shirt to go under it, made of a fabric that was thick enough to keep them warm and also keep the chainmail from chafing. And of course, it had the neck on it. Hence, the turtleneck was born. Now, as far as fashion is concerned, in the 1600s, I think it was Elizabeth I started wearing turtlenecks, but hers had ruffles. And it became something that was a status symbol. So the higher your ruffles, ergo the higher your turtleneck, the more status you had in that snobbish society of yesteryear. Moving forward, it became something that was very popular and very functional for manual laborers, fishermen, dock workers, warehouse workers, etc. So yeah, the turtleneck's been around for a long time. As far as modern fashion and modern style, in the 80s it did fall off considerably throughout fashion. But as far as style was concerned, I mean, if you had style, you had style, and if you had style, you probably had a few turtlenecks. Style. Ralph said it best: style is forever. Fashion, it comes and goes. Fashion trends, it comes and goes. So that's just a brief history for those who want to credit Tom Brady and Tom Ford for creating the turtleneck or bringing back the turtleneck. No, it's much older than Tom Brady. It's much older than Tom Ford. And as far as the Ralph Lauren world, it's been around since day 2. Okay. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this particular episode. Are you a turtleneck guy? Are you a turtleneck sweater guy? Specifically. What did you think about the rigs? Did you, again, are you a turtleneck guy? If you weren't before this episode, are you now? I hope you will, at least, if you are not a turtleneck guy, if you're not a turtleneck sweater guy, or you never was a turtleneck sweater guy, maybe this episode can make you reconsider, because it's a great alternative to just your typical crew neck, or V-neck, or a cardigan, or a necktie. You can dress it up, as we saw with one of the displays today. You can dress it up, and you can pull it off for dressier events. All right. Get in the comment section and let me know. Let's have a conversation about turtleneck sweaters. All right. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and tell a friend, because we here up to our neck in turtles. Artists paint pictures, and haters paint narratives. Don't be no hater. All right. Y'all have a good one.